welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all having the best day ever. Thank you so much for clicking on my video today and, you know, a little part of your day with me. I appreciate it. You're busy. I'm not busy. I slept in until 7 p.m. today and we're not going to talk about it. I don't even know why I brought it up because I'm trying not to bring attention to it. I had a very long sleep today, so I'm feeling very energized. We are going to be talking about Tana Mongeau. Tana Mongeau, she is the PR disaster herself. She is literally just like a promotional nightmare. It's, yes, by the way, I'm wearing my Disney ones again. They are very cute, they are very slay, and they don't go with my top, so we're gonna pretend that you don't see from here down. I just haven't moved the camera enough so that you can't see that I'm wearing these. Alright, so Tana Mongeau is in a lot of trouble right now, and the reason she is because she was supposed to go on the BFFs podcast, which is with Dave Portnoy, Josh Richards, and Brie Chicken Fry. And Tana was supposed to go on it, and she cancelled less than 30 minutes before it. And Dave Portnoy has basically just, like, destroyed Tana. Like, destroyed. I've never seen someone go in on Tana as much as Dave Portnoy does. And it is shocking. Like, I've never really heard someone within the space actually call Tana out as much as Dave Portnoy has. However, it's very clear that he's just pissed off that Tana Mongeau said she was going to show up, and she cancelled on their podcast now twice. The first time they cancelled, they were cancelled on by Tana. Tana said that she had the big C and she was sick and she didn't show up, and they were like, right, fine. So she was supposed to come on this second time, which was a few days ago, maybe a week ago or so. And she texts the morning of saying, like, are we still on for today? And then they say, yeah, and she says, great. And then 30 minutes before it's supposed to start, so everyone is already there, all the hosts, Dave Portnoy is there via Zoom, whatever. They're there, and Tana texts saying, I'm throwing up, I'm really sick, using the exact same excuse she used the first time to cancel. And now, whenever I first heard about this, and this was the reason that Dave Portnoy was really pissed off at Tana, I kind of just went, as bad as it is, this just makes sense. And I feel like if you're dumb enough to invite Tana Mongeau on something where you have like a schedule and stuff, I feel like you're setting yourself up for failure. And I think at a certain stage, Tana is 100% at fault whenever she does this. Like, there have been so many instances where Tana Mongeau has not shown up for events on time. She's shown up like 6 hours later. Sometimes she doesn't show up at all. There are so many of those times, from podcasts to interviews, and we always hear about them. She has like one of the worst reputations within the YouTube field. She is so unreliable. But she is so unreliable that there's only so many times that we can like be like, oh my god, Tana, why are you late? Why didn't you show up? This is so irresponsible. This is so rude. This is so just like unprofessional. There's only so many times we can do that. I know firsthand, I've done so many videos where I've said that. At a certain stage, babes, I have to say that if you're willing to invite Tana Mongeau on your podcast or to interview her, you have to be aware of the person you're working with. And that does not excuse Tana, but that doesn't excuse you for getting pissed about her not showing up, because you're so aware of the fact that she is awful to work with and does this with every single promotional event that doesn't completely like give her millions on the dot, which is why she doesn't really leave her house anymore. She just does the OF, the OnlyFans, because she makes millions on it. She said that she's made millions on it. So this is a very unprofessional person we're working with. So yeah, Tana Mongeau is irresponsible. Yeah, she's so bad with schedules. Yeah, she probably is a bitch to work with. Like, all these different things, right? But I'm like, I've said that, and I've said it, and I've said it. So now I'm gonna watch people being pissed about Tana, like, not showing up or using excuses to be like, y'all were warned, and you still did it. So Tana is getting a lot of backlash for this as well. She tweeted making a joke about it, and all the responses are like, Tana, you could have just shown up as well. And again, I don't want this to be like me praising Tana in any way or being pro Tana. I am not. I think she is a nightmare to work with, but all I'm saying is we've heard this time and time again, and there's only so many times that we can be like, bad Tana, and we need to start being like, why are people still hiring her? Like, what the fuck? So anyway, let's hear what Dave Portnoy has to say. This is on BFFs, the podcast. They have 420, shout out, K subscribers. I actually need to watch this podcast because it seems to be quite popular. And this was a clip that they uploaded. Dave Portnoy comes after Tana Mongeau after last minute cancellation. I will be watching this for fair use commentary purposes. That is that on that. So you can go watch it on their channel if you want and go watch the entire podcast. Do not strike my video. please. Alright, here we go. So this is Dave Portnoy going in on Tana Mongeau. So again, this is their video. Fair use commentary purposes. Please do not destroy my channel.
I'm looking at the sheet. It says Tana Mongeau is going to be our guest on the pod. And before they even said that, she almost canceled, but she's doing it. I just got back from New Orleans, hence like the NOLA. But we're ready to go. I've been here for like 20 minutes. And then I guess she bailed. Like, I literally, the sheet had her on it. So I guess she bailed 10 minutes before.
Yes, she texted us like 30 minutes ago and was like, I'm puking everywhere. I can't come.
Classic.
Saw that one coming, I guess.
So just for the record, I think that's the second time she's used that exact
same excuse, right? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I texted Brianna. I was like, hey, this ain't slick. This ain't slick whatsoever.
What a piece of shit. Like,
you know what I mean? It's like, I completely get your anger and frustration. This is horrible. And as someone who has worked with people in media, like whenever I was in college, like we had to organize interviews, and whenever people were even 5 minutes late, it fucks up your schedule so much. However, those people that I was hiring for interviews were reliable people, and they showed up late, and that was on them. You know, I don't get angry at them because they are professionals and they have good reputations. But with Tana Mongeau, you're already saying that she's already cancelled on you and she's a bad reputation. Sometimes we need to, like, piece things together, and it'll work out for us. You know what I mean? I actually want to move over the bear. Sorry, I'm looking at the viewfinder, and I feel like I've been blocking him in all my... Like, how silly and camp is this? Niche internet micro-celebrity. This is Tony, by the way. Tony the empath. I got this on IKEA's website, and Tony is literally a best friend. As sad as that sounds, I have not left my apartment in coming up to 2 weeks, and this is the only social interaction that I've had physical touch, in nearly 2 weeks. Is it sad? Yeah. Could I go out? Yeah. Am I choosing to stay in every single night? Yeah. So, this is Tony. I've never properly... Look, his arm can go around me as well. Like, it's so silly and so camp. Anyway, let's have Tony here for a little bit of this video. But again, it's like, if she's already cancelled on you before, let's, like, piece those jigsaw pieces together, motherfucker. Because, like, she has a reputation. I don't know what else to say to you. TanaCon, like, that was her own event.
Honestly, she's a piece of shit. I guess that everyone knows she's a piece of shit. Like, that's kind of her thing. And I guess that's the difference in my head between, like, she's a content person, she fucks everybody, she knows how to stay in the news, fine, but there can't be any human who takes her seriously. Like,
they don't.
I've missed one thing that I've committed to in 20 years. And I was trying to remember what it was. I overslept, and it was like a little podcast. I was mortified. Like, I was like, I committed to it. I can't believe I missed it.
I completely get all of these points, but are we not noticing that at a certain fucking stage, you have to realize that you're working with an extremely unprofessional person? Like, this is not making excuses for Tana, because I've been in this situation, and it's so aggravating, and it's so irritating, and there's just no respect shown. But she literally, I cannot say it enough, has probably the worst reputation for events and stuff with being a YouTuber. So I'm like, okay.
And she does. Maybe piece of shit. You're just a clown. Like, you can never be taken seriously by anybody on, like...
Listen, I get the frustration and anger. Like, Tana is a piece of shit for, like, cancelling on people whenever they've made the effort, and they have all these pages of research for her. I'm not making excuses for her at all. I'm just trying to open up the conversation a bit further as, like, when are we going to start looking at the people who keep booking her?
I wouldn't trust her. Ever. She's a clown.
She might not show up.
She's a clown. She has no respect for, like, you to conduct yourself in that, unless you're like, well, no, it's the same way. If you're like, rappers do that, I find, like, they show up 6 hours late for pizza reviews. Yeah. But I don't take them seriously. Like, I know what I'm getting.
So why are we taking Tana seriously? Why are we taking her seriously?
Take her seriously on any level.
Oh, no, you're not. Okay.
Except, like, clout farming.
So is she banned from BFFs?
I mean, I would never schedule her if she just happened to be somewhere. It's like, hey, Tana,
Good. Unfortunately, this is the person we're working with. You just need to stop booking her.
Oh, come on. That's like Julia Rose, clown. Like, I asked her...
Yeah, she did the same thing to you.
And she not only did it, it's like she picked a time to come Like, we tape usually Tuesday, which is what it is.
Yep.
And then she's like, I can do Thursday. I'm like, okay, Thursday, pick the time. She didn't get back for like 4 days. And then she's like, oh, sorry, I was in LA or something. What's that fucking mean? The internet doesn't work in LA?
Also, like, that's more convenient. Could have just came double
Straight to
podcast
you,
right here,
yeah.
right?
Anything. I don't know how anyone could ever take you seriously as a human.
You know, like, as much as I want to go with that narrative about, like, oh, why you keep booking her? Okay, alright, they did. They booked her. This is so frustrating. Just, like, being ghosted, ignoring. It's like, she is literally, I said at the start of the video, a PR disaster. Like, someone who is so, like, incapable of running themselves, if that makes sense. Like, she can't do anything. Have you seen her MTV show? It shows that, like, she needs, like, someone to wake her up in the morning and stuff like that. It's like, that's not cute, that's not professional, and it's like, I don't know how any brands want to work with her. And that's, like, not being mean, that's being real.
Human being when you conduct yourself that way. I don't do it that way.
I agree. I'm sorry, I agree.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's nuts.
I don't think that she really tries to be taken that seriously, though, right? Like,
Correct. Maybe.
That's
But I
not-
just
that's
feel
not
like
her
that's like
shtick.
respect.
That's not her thing.
That's just respect and like decency.
Like, who
Yeah.
did this wine with her, Dizzy? I would have never done that. She's gonna fuck that and implode that one way or the other. She'll miss appearances. She'll do whatever. Like, I would never go into business with her in a quadrillion, zillion, trillion years. And like, I was about to go into the Alice Cooper business with her for our own drink. And I would do that in a heartbeat. Because if Alex says she's gonna be there, she's fucking there 1 gazillion% of the time. Tana, if you say, like, Alex showed up on time for our fucking BFF pods, we have big guests on all the time. She's the only one who's pulled this shit. She's no A-list star. She's like a clout chaser. That's why she probably has to work so hard to stay in the news. Because if you treat people like shit, you're never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Ooh! Sheesh! I mean, everything he's saying here is completely true. Everything he's saying here makes sense about Tana. And those things about, like, Alex Cooper, the Call Her Daddy podcast, like, she's always on time. She's like, yeah, because that's a professional. That's a professional, that's a boss babe, that is a girl boss. Tana is none of them things. She's not even a boss. How many times has Tana said she's a CEO of something and then the brand fails, like, 3 weeks later? So, before I finish this clip, I just want to show you that Tana tweeted, I'm sick, fuck my life. Dave Portnoy hates me, fuck. And then people said, Tana, I think even if you had shown your face for 2 seconds and explained that you weren't well, it would have been better than not showing up at all. Love you, girl, but I know you're probably not feeling well, but because you have a track record of this shit, people will never take you seriously. And someone said, that's like her whole brand, though. Why do you think her podcast called Cancelled? And it's like, alright, if that's your whole brand, why are people booking you? Surely Tana Mongeau is not going to give the BFF's pod enough clout that justifies them being, like, toyed around by her. Because that's what she's doing. She's toying them around. Someone said, but aren't you, like, known for this? So, like, a lot of her fans are literally, like, siding with Tana, not showing up. People said, Tana, this is really not the kind of behavior you want to be doing as a CEO. This is really rude. Tana said, this is so sick. Someone said, you could have just shown up. Someone said, this is exactly what you do all the time. So there's such a mixed response, but a lot of people are really pissed off at Tana in their replies, and then a lot of her fans are like, this is what you're known for. And it's like, alright, put yourself in that situation, which has happened with Tana before. Well, I mean, TanaCon as well. You're going to a Tana Mongeau show, and she doesn't show up. And then she just cancels it. Like, would you be as, like, oh, this is your whole brand to Tana in that situation than you are when she's canceling, like, these kind of things? I don't think so.
How's that?
There it is. Yeah, man. Wow. Oh, my God. Jeez.
That's
Boss
nice.
Dave coming out right
Yeah.
there.
You cancel like 20
Business
minutes
Dave.
before with the same exact excuse you had last time? Like, the same one.
That's the problem. It's the same excuse. Like, you got to come up with something different, right? You can't use
Yeah, that's what it says.
Dog
That's
ate
what
my
it says
homework
to John.
twice.
Yeah.
She said she had COVID and was puking everywhere. This time she's just puking everywhere. Say you got run over by a car.
Yeah,
Honest
at
that.
least something creative, not
Yeah.
the puking.
Your mother died. Something that we can't talk about because there's a slight chance it could be true.
It could be true. Because even if she is, like, throwing up, it's like, it's not that bad. At least we just made fun of someone throwing up. We didn't make fun of someone whose mom's dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
And why say
Great
yes?
logic, y'all.
What's the point of saying yes?
That's what I always say.
Did, like, we reach out to her or something? Well,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, I was talking to her and she was like, yeah, for sure, I'll come on. And then I gave her the time and dates like 20 times. And then she said, sure. And then she texted 30 minutes before today and said no. And she confirmed again yesterday, too.
She actually, did she not text us this morning, Brianna, and say like, yo, we still doing this?
Yeah, she texted me and Josh in a group chat this morning, was like, we're all good for today. And I was like, yep, you got the address, sent over everything. And then 30 minutes before, she was like, I'm puking, I don't know what to do, guys.
Trash.
It's fucked up, Tana. Tana, come on.
Listen, my ending summary on this, I think it's predictable. We've seen it with Tana time and time again. That does not excuse it, but it just begs the question, why are people still booking her and then acting surprised whenever she treats them exactly how she treats everyone else in the industry? You know what I mean? But let me know your opinion on it. We can talk about it below. Thank you so much for watching, and I love you, Mucker. Bye. Mwah. Oh, by the way, if you're in New York, on the 23rd, hold on, let me not lie about this because I want to actually make sure I'm saying the right thing. I'll announce it properly, but if you're just watching the end of the video and you're from New York, on the 23rd of April, 12 p.m. in Times Square by the NYPD station, I'm going to be there, so if you want to come hang. Last time I did this, me and the Muckers, we got like coffee and we talked and it was really sweet, so I'm going to be doing the same thing this time. Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye. Mwah.